Hello, everybody. Welcome to my stream. This is the third episode of Agent Framework development from scratch in Go. And in this stream, what we're going to do is hello, everybody. Welcome to my stream. This is the third episode. Yeah. So in this stream, what we're going to do is continue our project of Agent Framework development, and we're gonna integrate with ChatGPT and Gemini in this episode. So we'll build up on the work that we did last stream, where we created abstractions over our calls to LLMs. So we'll be using that the streams to integrate with ChatGPT and Gemini as well. Yeah, cool. With that said, okay. So uh, so what I am also doing along with the streams is capturing documentation on each streams. So if you can see, for episode 2, the blog is ready, and this summarizes what we did last stream with the video and the marks, timestamps that you can jump to and follow along what we did. So I will not go through this on the stream. If anyone wants to catch up to the streams, they can follow it step by step. With that said, let's start with the coding. So first order of business, some things to get out of the way with is first thing that we're going to do is add a license .txt file. Let me check if I got the right spelling right license. And the license for this project is going to be AGPL3. There is a specific reason why I chose this this license, and the reason being what we want to do with this project is keep it open source and as a uh, as a tool for individual developers to use. So we wouldn't want big corporations taking advantage of our work. So even if they do, they have to modify the code and share with everyone. So they can use the tool, but our main audience with this agent framework would be individual developers who are trying to build and use agents. So with this, let me give the name, copyright year 2025, organization. I'll just keep my name for now. Cool. So with this, so this program you can distribute it by or any later version. So I think this should be fine. So basically anyone redistributing it should use the same version or a later version. That is good. Okay, that out of the way, what we can do is start with our coding. So basically we have a main.go, which is our agent loop. So currently is in main file. I will refactor it soon. We have a LLM interface, which we did last string, and in this what we have said is any provider can implement this interface, and they can be a candidate for this LLM, right? So we can switch our agent to use this. Let me shoot a text. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is our core interface, and this is our Anthropic implementation of this, right? So this is specifically using the Anthropic library. So what we're going to do this stream is implement Chat OpenAI provider, right? So let me create a file called OpenAI, and in this we need an implementation OpenAI LLM struct. Okay, let's take reference to Anthropic one so that we can make this faster, right? So what we need is a client, and we need the OpenAI library. Okay, let's open up our this is done with pricing. OpenAI Go SDK. Okay, let's see what it is here. So as with Anthropic, we will use the Go SDK, the official SDK. Okay, let's do this. Go get. It's asking us to get a very specific version. Okay. So we're getting the downloading this particular version. Let's see. Okay, it's already version 3, which is a good sign because they are updating it. Oh, invalid version. Why does it say? This is very peculiar. They're saying version 3, version 2, and here version 3. Huh. I don't know why they've done it. Okay, let's go to the core file and see what is the latest version. So this is v3. So ideally they shouldn't ask us to do this at all, right? Okay, let's just get this. Go get this guy. Okay. Now we should have this command ID. Should do this for us. Okay, so we do have a client. Okay. We'll get into the library and what it does quickly. Wow, surprisingly, it is exactly the same as the Anthropic one. Okay, let's just copy a few things for new OpenAI LLM. And it should return OpenAI. So we return struct. Right. Client. Let's create a client OpenAI AI API key. Okay. So off screen, I've added all the keys in this dot file, which are not open on stream because it has secrets, right? What is the new client? New client and option with option API key and option I believe we should get from OpenAI Go option v3 option. Brilliant. Okay, now we have a client. We just save the client in our struct so that we can use it throughout. What it is saying, no new variable. Okay, this is wrong. It does not need anything as input, right? All the input it needs is this key, which we're getting from .n. So this should be fine. So now we've completed this part of our an improper interface, so we put it in our initializer itself. Right now, for us to implement the LLM interface, we need to do this. OpenAI LLM run inference. Okay, tools message errors, all good, right? Okay, so here what we'll be doing is something like this, right? We will be making an inference here, right? Context. Okay, let's keep background for now. Ideally the caller should pass the context, but we will do that when our application has some life cycle in it. Okay, so we got client from here, right? So what we're doing here is that for this object, right, for this struct, we are adding a method, right? So anyone who has gotten hold of this object using this constructor can invoke this message on it, right? So that's the deal. Okay, so now we need user message, right? So for the messages, that the abstraction that we have to transform it to these messages, right? Okay, that's gonna be a bit cumbersome to write, but let's get through it, right? OpenAI messages transform to OpenAI messages. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. It should be like this. You should okay, this is troubling. So some place we are doing this, some place we are doing this. Doesn't look good actually. Okay, let's stick to our what do you say, convention, right? Which is the camel case convention, so that it's all uniform everywhere. There's no confusion about the naming. Here also OpenAI. Cool. So we need OpenAI messages, and then we need OpenAI tools. Let's create a scaffold for it already. Transform to OpenAI tools. Okay. So it's already using the latest model, which is 5.2, and this is using 4.5 Sonnet. So this is not 5.2 Pro. So I've done some cost analysis. I'll share a bit later, but we can have this as a default model for now, right? For now, let's write nil to avoid showing errors. So let's implement this, create function. It should return what it should return now. It should return some sort of a param union. There is no params. Okay. Fancy. Okay, what does it need, right? What does it need? It needs a chat completion. Param union. Okay, this is chat completions. Conversations is all chat completion. This is also completion. So there is a new API in OpenAI called responses. So for now we'll try to avoid that. We will keep with chat completions, right? So this guy needs chat completions. Right, so we will give it chat completions. Okay. Let's stick to this. Okay, we have to convert. I have to convert. Okay, this should be easy. So one thing I wanted to change in our interface is that we are relying on this logic to see what type of messages it is, right? I don't really like it because we have to see whether one of these things exists, right? So I'm planning to introduce a type, right? Constant message type. Okay, let's create an alias. String. Okay, const message type text, message type tool use, and tool result. Okay, so we'll use this here, right? So this message type will be one of these three things, right? And based on that, we will know whether to read the text, tool result, or use, right? Yeah. I'm also not sure where this role should be. For now, I'll keep here. I also remove the systems role because it turns out there's no such role. The system message is also a user role message, so we don't need a role system as such, right? Okay, there are some optimization. So what we do here is instead of this, we switch. Let me write switch on message dot type, and we do case message type text. Okay, message type text, we do this, right? Case message type tool use, we do this. We do nothing. Okay, no, this is tool use. Why am I doing this here? Okay, this is for tool result, right? Case message type tool result, we do this, and this is, okay, let's just remove this. Okay, so this is why I was saying that role is a bit weird because role is only attached to text actually, because tool use, the role is always an assistant, right? And the tool is the role is always new user, right? So okay, anyways, for now it's fine. We'll see if we can do some other optimization later on. So we've fixed it in our Anthropic implementation. Let's continue our OpenAI implementation and do this. Switch message dot switch message dot type case. Let me write all the cases. Case okay, first is this. If role is this, open AI messages, Okay, this is what we have to find out, right? So new, does it have user message? Okay, we have to figure out what is the contract here. Okay, just user message. User message. Yeah. User message. Text. New text? No. Okay. What is text then? This is a struct, right? How to instantiate the struct? What do they recommend? They just recommend giving string like this. Let's see, in conversation, append user message string. Okay, they just recommend using string. No need to complicate stuff like Anthropic, right? So we do message text, right? Else. Only equal to assistant. OpenAI assistant message text. Simple. Okay, simple, clean. No worries at all. Okay, here OpenAI, yes, always a tool use is always a assistant message, right? Assistant message. Okay, they have used content, right? Content can either be a string or, oh my god, what is this? This looks like Java, something like that. Chat completion assistant message param content array of. Oh. Oh, developer message. There are more types of messages in ChatGPT. Interesting. Hmm. How to pass back tool use, right? Tool message. Okay, this is it, right? Tool message. Tool call ID. Okay, that is for tool result, it seems. Okay, they've already flattened it. Tool message. This is so weird. So I'm referring to some old logic that I already have. Chat completion tool param. What else is required? Okay, let's go to the documentation. This is a bit confusing. Tool, tool calls. Tool param. Where is tool call? If there was a function call, continue the conversation. Where does this come? Okay, this example is so incomplete. Okay, chat completion tool call. This is definition of the tools, right? So this is the second function we want to write, right? When we do inference, we get tools. Okay, choice 0, hard coded, not bad, return early. So this is tools having nothing. There is, if there was a function call continue. Okay, I'm trying to understand this. This is very weird example. So they're doing a completion new. Okay, so this is a single tool call example, not a agent loop. Tool call name. There is no tool ID. Tool call ID. Okay. I think I need to leave it here to and come back to this after we see what kind of tool it returns to me, right? This is also a fix me. Their API is a bit wonky compared to Anthropic. So we'll come back to this after we understand what kind of messages are returned. So the flow is we do inferences, right? And then we convert the messages to our format, right? This format that we have standardized, right? And this is when we are doing the inferences again, we are sending the same set of messages, right? So we have to take our format and convert it back into ChatGPT format. But it turns out ChatGPT doesn't need to know that there was a tool used in the history, right? So this is the troubling part. All right, let's continue with this logic so that we get ahead of what this guy gives, right? Okay, in Anthropic, once we do the inference, if we get an error, we have to, for now we'll just return an error. We later will handle all sorts of error like out of context, resource exhaustion, uh, out of tokens, out of price, out of credits, all those kind of things that we handle here on common errors like 5xx. For now, this is fine. We can just terminate our agent loop with this error. Right. Okay. So what ChatGPT suggests is get tool calls like this, right? Chat completion start choices, get 0 choices and get tool calls. Message tool calls. Okay. Right. So this is this case, right? Whatever tool calls are there. So there might be more than one tool calls in an inference, which is interesting. The fact is that it can be the same here, right? Because this content can have multiple tool uses. Right, now I make all the tool calls. Okay, okay, I need to create response messages, right? Messages. This is our format, standardized. Response messages, append message, tool use, ID is call ID. It does have an ID. Call name. Weird. Input to call arguments. Okay, raw JSON, and this is string. Wow, the node model does not always generate valid and may hallucinate parameters not defined by our function schema. Weird. Okay, let's do that as well. Why not? Right. Convert to JSON raw. Okay. So we have this, right? We get it from as function. So a generic tool gives this guy. hardcoded function. Okay, so we might return multiple tool users plus we have to do this, right? We have to open all messages to param. Message dot tool calls message two params. Huh? Okay, what does this give? Two params. It gives message. Okay. For message range to param. Good game. It's a single message, is it? Okay. Wait. Okay, no worries. Single message, we can handle it. So we have to add to our responses. Let's add the message first actually. Append message text. Ooh, now we have to do this. We have to add a type to use message type. Let's do it there as well in Anthropic, otherwise it will be broken. Okay, we are already 37 minutes in. Really? Oh my god, time flies. All right. Okay. Let's get a hold of ourselves. Message dot content string. Okay. Get content. Return. Okay. This is it. Okay. So we have to add this to here. Chat completion choices. Length of this is greater than 0. Okay. Then we would all of this here. Okay. Okay. Right. So for now we are doing this, right? Mm, mm, mm. Does tool call also have ID? Okay, let's use this one. Okay. Okay. So in our inference, what we're getting, whatever we get out of the chat completion response, right? We are giving in to the messages and we are returning the new messages in the response, right? So this part is done, right? If you compare to our Anthropic, right? This part is done. Inference plus returning the messages, right? What is remaining is this. So we were stuck at this for a while. How to reconstruct this guy, right? So that when we send back the result of the tool result, the LLM knows which tool result we are talking about, right? Right. And it turns out the way to do it is, let me just refer to some documentation. Okay, let's use a stand-in, right? JSON dot Marshall map of string interface, right? What we want to give back is ID, which will be message dot use dot ID. We want to give name and input, right? So this is what we tell, and it is goes out as a assistant message, right? String of JSON. So this is how we tell back. Okay. To verify if this is what OpenAI expects. For now, we'll leave it here. We have another interface, which is if message dot tool result dot yes error. Okay, equal to empty, right? Empty. Actually, let's do this. If it's error plus equal to error plus, we append error in front of it, right? And then we give it here. It's all point. Okay, this looks good. Again, this guy does not have a way of telling it whether it was error or not. So we just have to tag this along with this. Okay, this part is done. So instead of sending this, we give this. Right. Now the final thing remaining before we move to Gemini and conclude our stream is, let me see how the stream is going. Okay, we have 2 concurrent users. Hmm. Okay. Not bad. Cool. I think we are on the final step of this thing. Implementation for ChatGPT. Right. So when we giving tools, what we want is this guy, right? Okay. What's wrong here? Missing return. This is tool. It's not tool calls. Okay. Open it. Hmm. What is of custom? What is custom? Custom tool. Format of text of grammar. Weird. Okay. This gets weirder and weirder. Lark or regex. Okay, let's go down that rabbit hole at some other point. Right. For now, we need this guy. So this is a tool function, right? Union. Name is tool.name, tool.description, strict, whether to enable strict schema adherence when generating function call if set to true. Let's just hardcode true because we are going to be parsing. Description. What does it mean? Okay, OpenAI string. So this is for optional fields. They have their own, right? And so here's the tool from. So what we have to do is not exposed. Why? Constant function. Okay, where is this constant coming from? Shared constant. Why is this a problem? Is not an expression. Okay, this is the type, right? This works. Okay, why not? Right now, perhaps. So you have to generate OpenAI schema given our tool dot input schema instance. So this is the same thing we had to do for Anthropic, right? So if you see in tools, we have to generate schema, right, for each tool. All right, so this is what we're doing. Generate schema. Let's see what it's doing, right? Okay. So we're getting an interface. Okay, that's good. And then we're giving out RAM, which is should be map of string any. Yeah. So if you see what it needs is function params, it's map of string any, right? So this is what it needs. So this is what we'll give. So we have an instance, which is the input schema, which is a Golang struct, which we have to convert to this thing. And we do this even in OpenAPI. I did some research offline. Even in OpenAPI, we do this using the JSON schema reflector, right? So JSON schema reflector allow additional properties false. Do not reference true. So these are the few properties that they recommend us to use. Do not reference the definition. Okay, do not use the defs that are there in here, right? Then we get schema reflect of instance schema map. So we have to one. I think we can just return. We have to, from the schema, we have to convert it back into map of string any, right? So for that we first do JSON Marshall. There is already a function Marshall JSON, right? If not, okay, this guy should return error. Return nil we should always tell what was the culprit input for this guy, right? Instance, right? We try to print the instance that we, let's do plus, right? So that when we see this in log, we know exactly what What's happening? Invalid operation. What is happening here? Okay, what is it? Okay, it returns error actually. So this is error not equal to. Now we do JSON Marshall schema into result, which is map result, right? Error again, handle error, return back. Oh. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, for now let's do this. Print error. Oh, this should fail actually. Okay, from here just let's just try to return error so that this guy is not responsible of knowing what to do when there is error. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we are all done here. All right. This looks good to me. Okay. Error. Right. Here we can say we can just return error saying that it cannot run inference on invalid tools. Okay, so that is fine. This is how we do it. Okay, I think we are almost done here. What is the error though? What is this? Unused. Okay, no need to then use it. I don't like this hard-coded function. Okay, let's add pix me here. I'll see off stream what to do here. This looks good. What is the error? Return. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with this. So we have OpenAI implementation of the same interface that we had done last week, which is the LLM run inference, right? Given our definition of the two messages and our definition of the tools. I think we need one more thing, right? We need this transform role. Where is this used now? Okay. So in OpenAI, when we detect that there is a message, right? When we detect that there is a text here, we have to have role as, okay, this works. Okay, this is one thing this one thing might have caused a bug. The other is this, right? We have said that this is tool use, right? So we have to put type everywhere, right? Not just here, right? This goes here as well. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me just search this everywhere. Wherever we are defining messages, there should be a type. Okay, the type is here. Okay, type is not here. Type, message type to use. Right here. This is type message. Oh, this is something else, huh? What is this? main.co. Okay, this is LLM tool result. I don't know why we're doing this here. Okay, everywhere is there. Okay. Cool. Cool. What is wrong here now? Missing return statement at the end of. Okay. Now let me just do full screen. So our OpenAI implementation is ready. We can hook it up and test. Right? And the way to do that is this. Here, provider equal to OpenAI LLM equal to new OpenAI LLM, right? And provider. What? Brother. Okay. So if we start our program with the provider being OpenAI, then we will switch on to using OpenAI. So now we can go run with provider. Right now, how do we pass this out? Let's go to our main file. Provider, is it a flag? It's not a flag yet, and we are hard coded here, right? So our provider is equal to flag provider, which this is the wrong question. Let's just give option OpenAI or pick Google, right? Okay, with this integration, what we should have is, like, if we pass provider as OpenAI, our code should work exactly how it ran with Anthropic, but this time around it will some issues, right? Okay, at least we are onto something, so we can fix this issue. Invalid request, right? So whenever we do this, we do run in inference. What is it saying? Invalid type for message 0, expected an object but got null instead. Okay, why did it get null instead? So we are passing the messages here, we're transforming it here, and then we are sending it here, right? Is there a problem in the transform? Okay, I know where the problem is. When we create our initial messages, right, we are not passing, and now passing what? The time. Okay, this would have failed there as well. Message type text, message type text. Okay, good. So we missed it here basically when we were searching and replacing. Some other error. Invalid parameter message with role tool. Okay, baby. No Mishi. Okay. Right. Let's get this error. Okay, it's a fourth message. Role. What it is saying is we are sending 4 messages and invalid parameter reset with role tool must be a response to the preceding message with tool calls. Okay. What it's saying is here the message should be tool calls. So they're using role as whether the type of the message is tool or not. Oh, 4 content resource, not bad. Hey everyone, thanks for joining the stream if you are watching. So we are implementing an agent framework and currently we are integrating with ChatGPT and we are running into some issues, but we are gonna sort them out. Right. So what it's saying is this is somehow not valid anymore, right? So it might be because of this to do message. Let me see my stream quality. It seems it's excellent. If anyone of you is watching live and if the stream quality is not good, please put it in the chat. Okay, let's sort this out, right? So what it is saying is so what I understand what it's trying to say. It's saying that when we reconstruct the message to send it to ChatGPT, preceding the two tools, I suppose this is the role tools, it should be two calls, right? So this message should be function message. Okay, what are the types of this guy, right? So it's of developer, of tool. Okay. Yikes. Okay, let's do this of tools. I think this is tool message. Tool opening. Okay. Address of, right? The string quality is not that good, even though it is in HDR. I think that's the problem with my Wi-Fi. I apologize if the stream quality is not good. Hope you guys can see and follow the text. Yeah, next stream I'll try to put a Ethernet cable so that I don't really have to rely on Wi-Fi. For now, I apologize. If you have any questions, please ask me directly. Okay, this content has to be string. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thanks for confirming the quality is good. Start to use dot id, right? And role. Okay, this is the thing, right? What role should be? For now, let the role be user. Okay, it's role assistant. String. Oh, it's tool. So let's just do this away with this. Let's hope this is the thing. What else is there of tool of function? What's the difference between tool and function? Okay, function is deprecated. Let's hope I'm not using in my code. Thank God. Function tool, is it deprecated? No. Okay, I think OpenAI have made a mess of their library. Anthropic one is much nicer. Okay, there is a chat, but I cannot see, unfortunately. There's some problem with my chat. Ooh, what is this? Create a highlight. No, thank you. Okay. Sorry, I'm not able to view my chat right now. So whoever it is, I'll respond to them after the stream. Okay, let me continue and fix this thing. So what we have done is we've added tool back to this guy, right? And we said is this is the same thing. Okay, let's try to see if this works. Okay. Yeah, seeing the same thing. Okay, now this is correct. This is wrong, it seems, right? We can't just do this. We have to give an assistant message. Check the documentation quickly. It as a user message. I have to send back to ID that it's still unanswered at this point. Hope this fixes the problem. Apparently no. Two calls. This is correct, right? Of two row. This is correct. Two calls when this guy is used. Two call. Cheers. The documentation is so bad. Let me refer to it again. Open AI. Go SDK. Okay. Examples, tool calling, right? What is it saying for tool call? Right. Continue the conversation. Tool message. So this is correct actually. Tool message was the right way of sending. Right way of sending back. Tool message. Result content and tool ID message. This is correct. Okay, let's put a debug point here. Right. Okay. I have to edit configuration or remove anything. Right. And go program arguments. These are program arguments. Okay, we have to debug and put a debug point here on chat completions, right? Okay, let's debug this thing. No, so the first time around we get two messages, which is our two system messages, right? Right. Okay. Then in the result, what we get is for sure we will get a tool call. Right, let's get the result. Chat completions. Choice is 1, 0, messages, assistant tool call. Right, this is a tool call for sure. What do we do with this information? Right, tool calls is 1. What is message dot content? Is empty. Okay. This is bad. We should not append it back to here, right? So S should be here. Message dot content is not equal to empty, right? I think this might be one other thing. Then let me just continue with Okay, we cannot test this anymore because I changed the code. Okay, second time around, we added this, right? Why is this null? Okay, I know what the issue is. Let's try again. Okay, first time we have two messages, which is the system messages. Second time around, we have the third message, which is assistant, which is again an empty message. Huh? Why is there an empty message? Then there is a tool use message with the correct input, right? Right. Then there is tool result, right? So with this information messages, right? What I create out of it is this. This is the OpenAI messages. I still feel this is incorrectly added here, right? So this is like nothing, saying nothing, right? Still, so this is again of assistant. Everything is nil content. Why is this added here? Then there is of tool, correct, which is the correct one. Role tool. Then it's again of tool. Tool is empty. Content is string error. No such file. Okay. Then what happens? Then we get an error, right? And the error says okay, the problem is at 3, right? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. I think we have hit a brick wall. What we can do now is call it a day here. I'll get into the details of why this is not working, and we can continue from the same point next week. I think we are getting around the time of it. But I think we are a bit close to figuring out what the problem is, right? So we are not sending it in the correct way that it expects, right? So if okay, this should be not equal to right. Okay, let's just try with this. Okay, this looks correct to me too. Okay, we're again at the same thing, right? So okay, let me prepare for ending the stream. So let's check out to episode 3. I'll commit everything which is not working state, but still we can record our progress. In between integrating open, yeah. Let me push this out. We'll merge this to master when this is good. For now, we'll branch out episode 4 from here. Cool. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining the stream. See you guys next week.